Goeiemiddag, good afternoon en welkom saam met my Hendrik Fourie by my Lions Rugby podcast. It's nice to have you with me. If you've been starting to follow me, thank you so much and welcome. This week we're talking about the past weekend's URC match, specifically regarding the Lions. En gaan ons sommer gesels bietjie oor die naweek wat voor lê. Die wedstryd teen die Dragons en soos dinge warm raak teen die einde van die seisoen en teen die einde van die liga. Dinge raak nou baie interessant. So first things first, and that is obviously a massive congratulations to the Lions. Die Lions wat op Ellis Park vir Edinburgh afgeransel het 45-17. Dit laat my terugdink aan 2 seisoene terug. Ook hier op Ellis Park toe die Lions dieselfde min of meer gedoen het met 'n onbeholpe Edinburgh span. The Edinburgh team, of course, without some of the Scottish players, players like Piers Kuman and Darcy Graham, I know will be available this weekend again when they face off against the Stormers in Cape Town. So that will be a match to watch. Stormers just on the side weren't that convincing. So this coming match between Edinburgh and the Stormers in Cape Town will definitely be interesting. That aside, back to the Lions team, we had our usual suspects that were amazing. And before I highlight any players, wil ek net sê dat elke een van die Lions-spelers verdien eintlik die speler van die wedstryd trofee. At the moment, the Lions team is playing such cohesive rugby as a team, and that is what makes me and I believe all of us as Lions supporters so excited about them, because it's not about 1 or 2 players. It's about the team. Yes, there are players like Morne van der Berg and Franco Horn and Rowan Venter and QAnon that are really achieving a beautiful level of playing at the moment. But it's not just about them. It's about every single player. Somebody like Darian Landsberg really upped his game. I think 2 or 3 matches ago, I was one of the people who said that he might have to look at a different position because he just didn't come off. But after this weekend, I'll say, well done, Darian. Playing alongside Ruan especially, that was so good. You had such a great match. It really brought the energy to the forwards that's needed and that's displayed at the moment. So really well done to the team. And then of course, as always, a team is never good without the coaches, without the management staff, and of course all of the people behind the scenes at admin level also, which we'll talk about a little bit more a bit later. But really well done to the entire Lions staff and everybody that's involved. Unfortunately, I wasn't there this weekend. I was planning to be there, en toe het daar 'n lelike ding sy kop uitgesteek, genaamd 'n niersteen, wat my hele naweek omver gegooi het. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it. So the plan is definitely to make it this weekend, and for sure hoping to see more Lions fans there so that we can urge our team on to a really good match against the Dragons, about which we'll talk a little bit later. Reg, so voor ons kom by volgende week se wedstryd teen die Dragons, is daar 'n paar ander goedjies waar ek graag net wil gesels, en dalk kan van julle vir my antwoorde gee. Dalk kan iemand by die Leeu Rugby Unie vir ons bietjie lig daarop skyn. Die eerste een is natuurlik Morne van der Berg se besering. Not that we are entitled to inside information, and that's not what we're asking. It would just be nice to know what the status is at the moment, and I'm sure that the moment that the Lions Rugby Union and Morne himself are able to give the fans and the supporters an update, I'm sure that they will. The other important thing at this moment, it seems, that's floating around in social media is Asenati and Klabakanye, his hearing regarding the banned substances. And according to media reports that's floating around, that's happening this week. So ek dink dit klink asof ons hierdie week sal weet wat Arsenal se toekoms inhou rondom dit. Daar is sekere joernaliste wat spekuleer dat dit moontlik nie te ernstig kan wees nie. Kom ons hoop so. Let's hope that this is something of a passing nature and that we can put behind us and that Asenati can put behind him sooner rather than later. Dan een van my ander kwelpunte sal ek sê op hierdie stadium is bietjie meer wyeer inligting, veral rondom die onder 23 liga. We know that the under 23 started almost like an SA Cup, but it's an under 23 league competition. It would be great to get some more information specifically from the Lions website and the Lions company, just to inform us which players are available, which players will be in that squad, etc. Maybe some feedback regarding the match itself, because it doesn't seem that it's televised. I know that we won our first match this past weekend against the Sharks under 23s in Durban, but it would be nice to get some more information and just to be able to support the guys in that venture as well. So if somebody from the Lions rugby could maybe shed some more light on that and just make some more information available regarding that, that would be great. And then also, just in general, sal dit lekker wees vir ons as ondersteuners om beter terugvoer te kry rondom die status van spelers wat beseer is. 'n Mens wil nie noodwendig die ins and outs en die detail hê van elke besering nie, maar net min of meer watter spelers nog in die groter prentjie is vir die URC spesifiek, en dan spelers wat beseer is en wat hulle status is en wanneer hulle verwagte terugkomtyd is. Dit klink vir my byvoorbeeld soos JC Pretorius, as ek luister na die gesprek op sosiale media, is hy min of meer weer gereed om gekies te word en te kan speel, maar dit sal lekker wees om net te hoor vanuit die Leeuseback, hoe gaan dit regtig en wat is die stand van sake rondom beseerde spelers. Nou ja, natuurlik sal ek, wanneer albei hierdie spanne bekend gemaak is, die Leeu span en die Dragons vir die naweek, sal ek 'n kort video maak vir sosiale media, net om te praat vinnig oor die twee spanne. Soos ek sê, ongelukkig, ek weet ek het beloof verlede naweek sou ek dit doen, en toe steek meneer Niersteen sy kop uit, en so ja, dit was bietjie moeilik geweest, maar ek sal my best probeer om hierdie naweek, wanneer die spanne bekend is, net 'n vinnige video te maak oor die wedstryd en die spanne wat dan bekend is vir die naweekse wedstryd. Right, so before we come to the nitty and gritty of this weekend's match, I'd just like to have a look at the stats. For those of you who are unaware, if you download the URC app onto your phone, they give quite an insightful stats section, and we're just going to look at it now. So I'll try and remember to do that every week as well. It gives some interesting insights into the teams that are playing. So in terms of the teams, they also give specific stats regarding players and individual play. But this week we'll only look at the team stats. And so in terms of points scored, the Lions stand on 379 and the Dragons on 248. So there's a significant difference there. Drie gedruk staan die Leeu's op 51 en die Dragons op 32. Offloads, Lions 155 and the Dragons only on 44. So that actually speaks about a significant difference in play between the two teams. The meters gained is nogals groot ook. Die Leeu's het 5009 teenoor die Dragons wat 3512 meters gemaak het. Clean breaks again, the Lions lead with 133 up against the 76 of the Dragons, and then defenders beaten 316 versus the 255 of the Dragons. So there's a clear difference, and that should be expected. The Lions obviously in a much better spot at the moment on the log than the Dragons. Dragons only have won 2 matches up until now, so there's a significant difference in the two teams, and we hope that it translates to the field on Saturday. Right then, if we look at some of the aspects of the Dragons' game plan and the way that they play, I'm going to talk about the Dragons' vulnerabilities, die swakpunte van die Dragons of die Drake. Eerstens, hulle is nie wonderlik onder die hoë bal nie. Hulle is redelik bevraagtekenbaar onder hoë balle, en dit is iets wat natuurlik die Leeu's sal pas, want Mornay se skopskoen is baie skerp ingestel op die oomblik, en ons aanval vanaf Mornay se skoppe agter die rucks en die scrums is baie goed om die opponente onder druk te sit. Also, the Dragons, when they fall back and when there's broken play, their defensive structure isn't great. It sort of disintegrates, basically, if you keep on putting pressure on them. And again, I must say, that is where the Lions is strong. Die Leeu's is baie lief daarvoor, soos ons hierdie naweek gesien het weer, om uitgebroke spel uit aan te val. Dis seker ons sterkste punt op die oomblik, om die bal vinnig en wyd te vat, en die ondersteunende spel is net fantasties daarso. Then the third point is the Dragons aren't lovers of competing at lineouts. Also, they're not good at it. So I think there would be less pressure on the Lions this coming weekend come line-out time, because that's still an area that we need to become consistent in. I know that it's been improving, but I would love to see us becoming one of the best teams, and I think this coming weekend will give us an opportunity to try maybe 1 or 2 new things, and do that without too much pressure. Net om ons lynstane 'n bietjie een level op te skuif. En dan die laaste punt wat ek wil noem van die Dragons wat moontlik 'n swak punt vir hulle sal wees, and that is their fitness / the altitude. Now we know that the overseas teams, I don't think that they emotionally hate coming here, but from a game playing perspective, it's not a pleasure, especially coming up from Cape Town. They would probably be in Joburg training here already, but if their fitness level isn't fantastic, and we saw that this weekend against the Stormers, that their fitness level isn't fantastic. It's not too bad, but at altitude, it's going to be a totally different game. And we know that that's something that plays into the favor of the Lions. So ons sal sien. En dan natuurlik is daar die Ellis Park factor wat minder beteken as daar nie genoeg ondersteuners is nie. So van my kant af sal ek altyd die mense aanmoedig om Ellis Park toe te kom. Ek gaan my best doen om 'n paar video's te maak van my tyd daar by Ellis Park hierdie naweek, just to show supporters that it's really a safe environment. It's a user-friendly environment. It's really a fantastic place to be. Right, then in terms of the Dragons' stronger points, there's not a whole lot. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot to speak of. I mean, they're obviously not a bad rugby team because they are in the URC and they have won 2 matches, but they've only won 2 matches so far out of 13, if I remember correctly now. So it's not a great reflection for their season so far. For them to come to Ellis Park and beat the Lions at this stage, It's not impossible, but it's going to be a big task for them to come and do that. But they do have some strong points, and the main thing that I want to highlight now is hulle twee vleuels. The number 14 Jared Rosser and the 11 Rio Dyer. They really played well against the Stormers. Those two guys are quick, especially the number 14 Jared Rosser. He's a very aggressive and gain line kind of player who loves to attack the gain line. He loves to be in the faces of players. And those are two players that we're going to watch when they take the ball wide. Those two players especially love to get involved in the game, and they can score tries. We saw that they were pretty close to causing an upset against the Stormers this past weekend. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye on those two. They prefer to play with their backline. There's a more cohesive sense when they play with their backline than with their forwards. But nevertheless, I think the Lions at this stage is pretty much covered in all areas. Dan van die Leeu's se oogpunt uit vir hierdie wedstryd wat voorlê, dink ek is daar min dinge wat verander van verlede naweek af. Daar's nie baie punte waarop 'n mens kan wys waarop die Leeu's moet verbeter nie. Wanneer ons teen sterker teenstand kom, en dit kom, dan sal ou weer daaroor bietjie meer kan praat, maar dinge soos ondersteunende spel, the support play, discipline has been much better these last couple of games, en ons hoop het bly so. Our defense, our one-on-one defense has improved so much from the Bulls game. It's actually, I want to say well done to not just the players, but I know that Jock Fourie is the defensive coach, so well done to him, and obviously all of the other coaches that's involved with that. Our leg tackles are really great. My other point of concern, which remains a point of concern, is the maul defense. Ons losgemaal verdediging by 'n lyn staan naby aan ons doellyn is nog steeds nie wat dit moet wees nie. Wanneer ons teen sterker spanne gaan te staan kom oor 'n paar wedstryde of in die uitspelwedstryde, dan gaan dit 'n groot rol speel en ons sal moet verbeter in daai area. En die ander ding wat ons natuurlik baie goed doen en wat ons sal aanhou doen, glo ek, is ons positiewe en kreatiewe spel. The Lions at this stage is just playing such beautiful, controlled, creative rugby. It's just an absolute joy to watch. And if you know people that have never watched rugby and they sort of on the line whether they must start watching rugby or not, the Lions matches now at the moment is really something to show people and show them the joy of watching rugby, but also the joy of playing rugby. And that's something that you don't always see, is the joy of the players on the field. And I want to congratulate the team, and especially Franco Horn, who is the captain, who translates that to the team, and which is clear from the stands and on the television that the guys really enjoy playing rugby, and that's really wonderful to see. My concerns regarding the Lions, I've got 3 concerns. They're not major, but they could become a problem. Nommer 1 is ons our backup at fly-off. Chris Smith, I'm a fan of Chris Smith, make no mistake. I love the way he plays. Ek dink hy bring 'n bestendigheid in die Leeu span, spesifiek in die Leeu agterlyn. He brings a calmness and a steadiness that we haven't had, I suppose, since the days of Jantjies and Marnitz. And that's great to see. So I'm an absolute fan of Chris Smith, and I'm glad that he's found his rugby home, and I hope that he stays, by the way. My concern is that if he gets injured, especially should we make it into the playoff stages and we have no backup, because I know that we have backup in terms of actual players. I know Sam Francis is there. I'm not sure of any other players that we will call upon immediately, but I would hate to see us having to play somebody out of position to go and play 10. So I hope that the Lions coaches would use, especially this weekend, this opportunity and maybe one or two more to give somebody else, a Sam Francis or somebody else, an opportunity at 10 or 15 minutes at number 10, just to sort of gel with the backline, with Mornay, the way that they're playing now, because that could actually make or break our season. So, of course, we're hoping that Chris Smith doesn't get injured, but this is rugby and you need to be prepared. So I'm concerned about that. The other thing is complacency. Now, it hasn't stepped in yet, but I know it does happen from time to time. Van tyd tot tyd as spanne baie goed raak en hulle begin baie goeie rugby speel, dan raak 'n mens verloor jy 'n bietjie energie en enthousiasme. And I think that's what happened with the game against the Bulls. And when complacency sets in, there's very often a very sudden, devastating effect. So I hope that we don't see that from the Lions in the rest of this season. I haven't seen it much, but I would just like to warn against that. And then thirdly, which I've mentioned earlier in the podcast, is the concerns regarding Mornay van den Berg and Asenati. I hope, just from a personal point of view, that they would be able to play this weekend, firstly, and that Mornay's injury isn't serious, en dat Asenati, dat die hele ding rondom die what would we say? I don't want to say the wrong word here. The performance enhancing substance becomes something of the past very, very soon. I hope that for him personally, from what I could have seen, it's not something that that he would have dabbled in, is the illicit use of performance enhancing drugs. Then lastly, but definitely not the least, and what makes rugby fun, prediction for this weekend. I think everything points towards a Lions victory this weekend. I certainly hope so. It would be horrible to get a speed wobble at this stage of the season. We're playing really great rugby. Dragons isn't fantastic, but they're not useless. However, given the fact that that it's their second week in South Africa, the fact that they're coming up to altitude, playing at Ellis Park, the Lions are playing really great. Gee ek dit vir die Leeu's met 15 of meer punte vir hierdie naweek. Well, that's all from me. Van my kant af, Hendrik Fourie, met my Lions Rugby Podcast, die Leeu's vir wie ek baie, baie lief is, van baie kleins af. I hope that you have a wonderful week, and to the Lions and everybody involved there, I wish you a wonderful week as well at the park, preparing for this weekend. And I will definitely, if all goes well, see you at the one and only park, Ellis Park. Cheers.